Think passing SAP exams is still about memorizing multiple choice questions? Not anymore. The new SAP Certified Configuration Administrator Concur Request Professional Edition exam uses AI role-play scenarios where an AI stakeholder challenges your decisions, cross-examines your answers, and evaluates how you solve business problems. If you're a candidate preparing for Concur Request Professional Edition, this video will show you what an actual exam task looks like and how to answer it successfully. This certification focuses on configuring SAP Concur Request Professional Edition, including approval workflows, spending controls, and other pre-spend business processes. Instead of answering theory questions, you'll be asked to solve practical consulting scenarios similar to those encountered in real organizations. Let's begin Scenario 1. Scenario 1. Request Approval Workflow. Design situation. A global company wants all travel requests above $5,000 to receive both manager approval and finance approval before booking. You are the Concur Request Administrator responsible for configuration. AI stakeholder. Question: how would you configure the approval workflow to meet this requirement? Candidate. Answer: I would create an approval workflow that evaluates the request amount. Requests under $5,000 would route to the manager only. Requests exceeding $5,000 would first go to the manager and then automatically route to finance for additional approval. Testing would be performed using multiple request values to verify routing behavior. AI cross-examination. What could happen if finance approval is not configured as a separate workflow step? Candidate response. High-value requests could bypass financial review, creating compliance and budget control risks. Separate workflow stages ensure accountability and spending governance. Exam. Tip. In SAP exam tasks, always explain both configuration steps and business justification. Scenario 2. Spending policy enforcement situation. A company wants to prevent employees from requesting hotel rates above corporate policy limits. AI stakeholder. Question: how would you enforce this requirement? Candidate answer: I would configure request policies with predefined spending thresholds. If users exceed allowed hotel rates, the system can display warnings or require additional approvals depending on company policy. AI cross-examination. What is the advantage of enforcing policies during request creation instead of after travel? Candidate response: pre-trip controls prevent non-compliant spending before costs are incurred, reducing reimbursement disputes and policy violations. Exam. Tip. SAP scenario-based questions often focus on preventive controls rather than corrective actions. If you're preparing for this exam, practicing realistic SAP exam simulations is critical. Platforms like CertsHero provide AI role-play scenarios, mock exams, flashcards, and hands-on practice aligned with the new SAP exam format. Scenario 3. Custom request form. Configuration situation. A business unit requires project code and cost center fields on every request submission. AI stakeholder. Question: how would you implement this requirement? Candidate. Answer: I would configure the request form to include mandatory project code and cost center fields. Validation rules would ensure users cannot submit requests without entering valid values. AI cross-examination. Why make these fields mandatory? Candidate response: mandatory financial coding improves reporting accuracy, cost allocation, and downstream financial processing. Exam. Tip. Expect AI stakeholders to ask why a configuration decision supports business objectives. Scenario 4. Department-based approval routing situation. A company wants requests from the IT department routed to IT directors, while finance requests go to finance directors. AI stakeholder. Question: how would you configure this? Candidate answer: I would use organizational attributes such as department values and create routing rules based on those attributes. Each department would follow its designated approval path. AI cross-examination. Why is dynamic routing preferable to manual assignment? Candidate response: dynamic routing reduces administration effort, improves consistency, and scales as the organization grows. Exam. Tip. Look for opportunities to automate business processes whenever possible. Scenario 5. Testing a new configuration situation. Before production deployment, leadership wants assurance that approval workflows function correctly. AI stakeholder. Question: what validation process would you recommend? Candidate answer: I would conduct structured testing using multiple user profiles, approval paths, spending levels, and exception scenarios. Results would be documented and reviewed before deployment. AI cross-examination: why is negative testing important? Candidate response: negative testing verifies that invalid requests, policy violations, and exception conditions are handled properly. Exam. Tip: SAP exam tasks frequently evaluate testing methodology, not just configuration knowledge. Scenario 6: audit and compliance controls. Situation: an organization must demonstrate approval history for regulatory audits. AI stakeholder. Question: how would Concur request support compliance requirements? Candidate answer: approval workflows, request records, timestamps, and audit trails provide documented evidence of review and authorization activities. AI cross-examination: why are audit trails important? Candidate response: audit trails improve transparency, support regulatory compliance, and help investigate policy violations when necessary. Exam. Tip: always connect system features to governance, compliance, and business risk reduction. Today, you worked through SAP exam scenarios covering approval workflow design, policy enforcement, request configuration, routing automation, testing strategies, and compliance controls. These are the types of hands-on challenges you'll encounter in the new performance-based SAP assessment. For more exam simulations and certification walkthroughs, explore the SAP Certification playlist on Certs Hero. If you're looking for AI role-play scenarios, flashcards, and practice exams, visit certshero.com and continue developing consultant-level problem-solving skills. Thanks for watching, and remember, the fastest way to pass SAP exams is to do the work, not just read about it.